On today's episode, we're going to discuss the Lakers' hot start to the season, the contributions they're getting from everybody on this team, and the upcoming 5-game road trip. Let's go. What's up, everybody? It's Anthony from the Matter of Stats podcast here with you. Back again, another week of Laker basketball. Before we get started, of course, just want to make sure to remind everybody to please hit that subscribe button, like, listen. We appreciate the support, and let's get started. So, all right. I don't know what to say. I'm really surprised at how great this Laker team is performing. We're a couple weeks into the season now. They've had a slew of injuries. Obviously, LeBron's, been on, his paid leave of absence. But this Laker team just keeps winning. They just keep impressing everybody. You're seeing it in social media. You're seeing guys like Stephen A. Smith talk about how surprised they are, and he is to the way the Lakers have started this season without LeBron and all of the other injuries. But I'm surprised too. This Laker team is playing, I think, better than most of us might have expected, especially after the lackluster preseason and the opening night loss to the Warriors, where the team looked a little flat, a little out of sync. Poor defensively. It looked like it was Luka and one man show there. It wasn't getting a lot of support. And then kind of after that, I don't know if they flipped a switch or they settled down or they just sort of started identifying what they could do and playing to their strengths. But this team, since starting 0-1, right, is 6-1. They're 7-2 on the season. They're second in the Western Conference, just a game behind the defending champion Thunder. They've had a couple of impressive road wins. They had a win against Wemby and the Red Hot Spurs. They've also had some performances where they looked like they were dead in the water, right? Down double figures at Memphis, come back to win. Down double figures at Portland, come back to win. Down at home, start the fourth quarter against the Spurs, come back to win. So they've definitely shown a lot of fight and resilience and toughness. I think the energy is good with this team. I think the chemistry is good with this team, which is something we haven't seen in years past. There seems to be, relatively a good amount of continuity continuing to build. Especially when you consider that there are new faces on this team, right? LaRavia, Smart, Ayton playing considerable roles, big minutes, and, not to mention these guys didn't play together in the preseason, so they're still trying to figure each other out. So I think all of that being said, we have to be really pleased with what we've seen on the court, and off the court, right? The chemistry is good with these guys. They seem to be enjoying each other. They seem to be feeding off each other. There's a lot of playful energy after every game between Reeves and Luka. So there's really a lot of positives. Obviously, the biggest negative, of course, is still the Lakers' defense. We talked about this last week. The defense is not sharp. They're giving up a ton of points. They're winning games, but they're winning them, 123, 115, 118, 116. So they're really having to rely heavily on the offense and outscore everybody. And clearly that's not going to be sustainable for an 82-game season. But out of the gate, it's not bad, right? LeBron's missed all 9 games. Luka's missed a few games. Reeves has missed a few games. Vincent's missed almost every game. They haven't had, obviously guys like Kleba and Theodore. So there's been, some ancillary players. But, Nick Smith Jr., great pickup, two-way player. He stepped up the other night, big time, in that win against Portland. They've gotten, guys like LaRavia starting to feel it out, right? Understand his role. He's averaging double figures now. He's had a couple big games, stepping up at times when guys were out of the lineup. So they're getting contributions, even though here and there, a little bit from Bronny one night, a little tiny bit from Connect one night. Hayes has to step up and start when DeAndre Ayton sat out with the sore back. So everybody's contributing, which is really amazing when you consider the Lakers haven't had this in years past, right? It's been like a one-man show, right? Or a two-man show. It's been LeBron and Anthony Davis. How far can they carry the rest of these guys, right? Even last year, Luka, LeBron, how far can they carry these guys? Some of these guys fell out of favor, right? Jackson Hayes was a guy that didn't even play the last couple of games in that series against Minnesota. So to get contributions from 6 or 7 guys averaging double figures but contributing in multiple ways, I think is something that this team hasn't had in a very long time. And not only is it obviously a key to success, but it's refreshing to see, right? Because that's how you win the regular season. Obviously, the postseason, you don't need 9 or 10 guys necessarily, but to get through an 82-game regular season and get into the top 4 and have a good seed to set yourself up well for the postseason, you need depth. You need help. You need contributions from multiple players. It can't be just one guy or 2 guys every single night. So it's encouraging, to see that, and I think that's really contributed well to the 7-2 start. And let's talk about those contributions specifically. Let's talk about what some of these guys are doing and how it's really related to the overall production of this team in the absence of LeBron James. All right, let's cue the graphic here. Okay, let's talk about the production we're getting from guys. So you can see on the screen here our little Lakers player production pie chart. And you can see the contributions. So this is through 8 games. Doesn't count the Spurs game quite just yet. But you can get a feel for where the production's coming from and really the fact that everybody's contributing. So you're talking about, 6 key guys here that are all giving you basically double figures on a nightly basis. And it's really, really helped this Laker team be successful. It's helped drive these comebacks. It's helped the consistency. It's helped them hold on late in games, right? Because there's multiple guys doing multiple things. You see, obviously, the bulk of the production coming from Luka, of course, and then Reeves, second there. Luka's giving you over 40 points a game. Of course, that's not sustainable all season long, but you would have to believe he's still going to be in the high 30s, giving you the bulk of the production. Reeves, he's averaging 31 a game. That's going to come down a little bit, but still, he's probably going to be second or third in production on this team. But it's the other guys I want to focus on too. Look at Rui, 17 points a game. Look at LaRavia, 13 points a game. DeAndre Ayton, 17 points a game. Even Marcus Smart, 9 points a game. So, and I think his numbers will probably go up a little bit too, and he'll probably get into double figures. And that's not counting even guys like Vando and Hayes that are contributing here and there a little bit, but less on the offensive end. But I wanted to show the breakdown so we could see the overall contributions that this team is getting from everybody and how it's really contributing to the whole aspect of the pie, if you will, right? To 100% of the full game production that this team is putting out on a nightly basis. Now, it's going to be interesting, of course, when LeBron returns, because you got to slide his slice of the pie in there, and where is it going to come from, right? Who's it going to take away from? Because you can't just add another slice to the pie. The Lakers aren't going to score 150 a night, so production's going to decrease from somebody, but where is it going to decrease from, and how is the coaching staff going to balance that? So that'll be interesting to see when the time comes. But for now, I just wanted to focus on, how great the role players have been, so to speak, and what a breath of fresh air it is to see a Laker team that's got 6 guys basically giving you legitimate production, double-digit points on a nightly basis. It is just really key to the success of this team. All right. So great production. We love it. Great start. We love it. Hopefully the defense will improve. I'm going to beat this dead horse every single week. and just maybe my weekly plea to Rob that look what this team is doing, look what they're giving you, look at the contributions you're getting from all the guys on this team, look at the energy, look at the effort. I'm going to employ, please, Rob. There still are deficiencies. They still need at least one other high-level wing defender, maybe a little bit of shooting, maybe another ball handler. You can see teams are really taking the approach where they're going to pressure the Lakers a lot. They're going to put a lot of ball pressure because the Lakers don't have a ton of ball handlers, especially on nights when Luka or Reeves are out, with LeBron out, with Gabe out. You saw Portland pretty much just full pressed the Lakers the whole night. So that's going to be a theme, I think, all season long, is teams are going to take advantage of the fact that the Lakers don't have a lot of high-level ball handlers. So you're going to see a lot of ball pressure. And the Lakers don't have the defenders. That's why teams are still scoring at a high clip. So please, Rob, please, every week I'm gonna beg to you. Go get us what we need. This team can compete right now. This team is capable to actually win a championship and compete in the Western Conference if we can just give a little bit more help, a little bit more of what we need to kind of just fill the slight holes that they have. But so far, so good. I think we're all very encouraged with what we've seen. All right. Let's quickly just talk about the upcoming 5-game road trip. It's definitely a tough one. They're going to go on the road for almost 2 weeks. It starts Friday in Atlanta. It's possible that Trae Young might be out for that game still. He's banged up, so that would be helpful to the Lakers to kick it off with a win in Atlanta. Saturday in Atlanta. It starts. The road trip starts Saturday in Atlanta. Then, of course, they go to Charlotte on Monday. Wednesday at OKC. That's going to be a really tough one, obviously, for obvious reasons. OKC just suffered their first loss of the season the other night. But, of course, they're good. They're the defending champions. It's going to be a tough game. Then Friday the 14th, so a couple weeks from now, they go to New Orleans. And then they finish the road trip, second night of a back-to-back, Saturday, November 15th. In Milwaukee. The Bucks have been playing really well, so we'll see how that goes. It's going to be a tough road trip, no doubt about it, but hopefully the Lakers can, come out ahead, finish the road trip at least on a positive note, and at least, when I look at these 5 games, they should be able to win, honestly, 3 of them for sure. Hopefully 4. I think 5's probably unrealistic on a road trip, but if they go 3-2 or 4-1, that's obviously a successful trip. We know LeBron's not going to play in any of those games for sure, and then we're still going to reevaluate and see where he's at in a couple of weeks. But overall, liking everything from this team, liking what we're seeing, and hopefully they'll continue to play well and continue to get these contributions from everybody. And the sky is the limit for this team. I really do believe that if they can continue to stay healthy and get the couple pieces they need, they can be very dangerous in the Western Conference. So anyways, that'll wrap up this week's episode of the Matter of Stats podcast. We thank you guys for listening. Please make sure you check us out anywhere you get your podcasts. As we mentioned, go to our YouTube channel, hit subscribe, like, listen, and we're going to keep, bringing you, great Laker content, our opinions, our feedback. Talk Lakers. We love it. We love bringing it to you. So keep listening, keep following, keep subscribing. We thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Matter of Stats podcast.